You want to breed mice? Please don't bite me. Alright, so if you're like me, you have a lot of snakes. I got like 10 snakes. On top of all sorts of other stuff. Sorry about the glare. But if you're like me, you got a lot of snakes. And it can get kind of expensive to feed a bunch of snakes, especially if they're not all eating the same size rodent. You got baby corns, king snakes, baby king snakes, hognose, up to a ball python. Um, it can get really costly, especially maybe you don't have a mouse breeder or your local store doesn't sell frozen thawed, or your snakes are just picky and want to eat live. Um, so the first thing you want to do is you want to do caging. These, um, whatever you want to call them, they're like the little uh, lab style mouse cages. They work amazing. Um, Way better than a 10-gallon, way easier to clean. So we'll go through together. I'll set it up and then I'll show you how it works. Alright, so I filled it up with aspen. I get my aspen from a pet shop called Pet Club. I buy a big old huge bag of it. I forget the size, but it's like 16 bucks, lasts me forever. Real simple. Throw your lid on, put the little thing. These water bottles, I get these at Walmart for like $3, something like that. They don't leak. The mice chew them just a little bit, you can see right there, but not enough. And even if they did, they're so cheap, I'm not worried about it. Now this is the block food. It's really what you need to fit in this cage. It gravity feeds down to the mice, they chew it up from the bottom. I get this at Walmart too, it's only like $2.30 a box. So I go to Walmart, I buy 4 or 5 boxes, it works great. I put a little chew toy in there for them, and that's literally the mouse setup. You just add your mice and you're good. These cages are kind of hard to find. I have 3 of them. You only pay like $10 per one, but to find someone that has them is kind of tricky. So if you do want to do a 10-gallon, I can show you my setup I got my rats in. These are my hairless rats, I got 1.2. And if you want to do the bottle, that works great. I got this at Pet Club, I just draped it over the top, works great. I don't even put a food dish in there, I just sprinkle food around all the time, and they'll love it. Alright, the last step, we gotta add our mice. Alright, so here are 2 of my breeder mice. I do put more than 2 in here. It is not a huge space for the mice, but all they're doing is eating, drinking, and pooping. They're also fornicating. As you can see, this is a female right here. See how much bigger she is. She is definitely pregnant. And I'll show you how you can sex him too. This is a male. You can see his genitals. Full adult, his genitals. And then if you pick the female up by the tail, you can see her her nipples. So the females do have the nipples and the babies do nurse. So I'm gonna put these guys back in their original cage and I'll show you some babies. Alright, so here we have some really chunky babies. If you look close, that one's trying to nurse off that female. These are actually really big for fuzzies. They don't quite have hair yet and their eyes aren't quite open. And you notice you don't really have to be careful with the baby mice. All the adults are just walking over them, kicking them out of the way. That's just how the mice are, you know? If a baby gets hurt and can't survive just hanging out, I hate to say it, but that's kind of Darwinism. Now I will say, the only thing with using aspen as the bedding, it gets everywhere, but it works really well. And I know a lot of people say mice stink a lot and rats are a lot less stinkier, and I believe that. I believe the rats are less stinkier, but I still don't smell the mice that often. Change it at least once a week and you're golden. My name is James. Check me out on Facebook, James Welter, Welter but with an E. Instagram, James's Jeptiles. You can email me at James's Jeptiles, and you can hit me up on Twitter at James's Jeptiles. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.